can't give away early rounds in this fight like he has with some other fighters.
I don't pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Guess what? Sparring and fighting is two different things. And y'all know how we carry it. Guess what? You can't make no mistakes from 1 to 12.
Why do you think Gervonta decided not to show up? He said something about the promotion. He's not liking it.
Again, that's Gervonta. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta, how many times y'all heard? Nah, I mean, I don't train for knockouts. I don't train for knockouts. I train for punishment. Punish. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you see a joker get knocked out. Ah, it was a lucky punch. I didn't see the punch. Don't remember nothing. You whoop him. Joker said, listen, yeah, I remember that fight, man. That was the hardest fight I had.
I need you to push his button because I haven't seen it yet. I know what's under this hood, and they ain't been pushed yet.
Roach, no, stop doing your fan. We've been doing this for years. That night, I look at all the fights. I know what he coming to do, and y'all know what he coming to do. But y'all don't know. We have history. Everybody should turn into this because I know.
Although Gervonta Davis remained unusually quiet, it was his trainer, Calvin Ford, who took center stage directing sharp remarks at Lamont Roach during their recently concluded press conference. It came as a surprise to many that Davis stayed silent, offering only one-word answers when questioned. Several observers believed he was simply trying to stay mentally locked in ahead of the upcoming fight.
We can't wait to see Kenny here. All is here. You know, everybody was putting that energy in the air.
Which I used to do behind doors, now it's in the light.
It was a rare version of Tank, one noticeably different from the fighter known for provoking and frustrating his opponents during press conferences. With Tank remaining silent, Lamont Roach matched his energy and maintained a composed demeanor. Still, Roach responded to questions when necessary, giving the press conference a calm, almost solemn tone until Calvin Ford took the microphone.
I mean, I can't speak on what I seen, but the fight will be different.
Right, because you could strategize and do different things.
Yeah, it'll be different.
What do you feel like Lamont Roach is really good in? Like, do you feel like his inside game is probably like underrated? What do you feel like his best attribute is?
In a surprising turn of events at the Gervonta Davis vs. Lamont Roach JRB rematch press conference, Coach Calvin Ford seized the moment to express his frustrations with Roach, specifically regarding his behavior following their first fight.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter, hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night.
Ford voiced his dissatisfaction with Roach's actions and remarks, pointing out that Roach continued appearing on various shows and podcasts, declaring himself the winner of a fight that, according to Ford, Gervonta Davis clearly won. The tension between Ford and Roach has been simmering for a while, as Ford has taken issue with Roach's conduct and the statements he has made about his fighter.
Gervonta Tank Davis just been released to the public. We know now, December 14th, Houston, Texas, he's going to be facing a very tough opponent in Lamont Roach. Can you tell us a little bit about the history between them two?
Oh man, they've been knowing each other from the amateurs, silver gloves, everything. They grew up actually together, you know. Roach and him back and forth battles and whatnot. It's gonna be a pretty interesting fight, you know what I'm saying? Because Roach he come to fight. I mean, I think it's a great fight, everybody.
Ford believes that Roach's actions, tweets, and remarks have turned Tank into a target of criticism and ridicule within the boxing community. His message to Roach was unmistakable. Such disrespect would be repaid with a brutal loss on fight night. Ford warned that the real Tank would show up and explode. The heated exchange between Ford and Roach added an extra layer of drama to an already highly anticipated press conference.
And I see the light in Tank. You know, I just can't wait to see all of that come together. Fight night.
The rematch between Davis and Roach is expected to be a tightly contested battle, with both fighters eager to establish themselves as the top contender in the lightweight division. However, it was Ford's remarks that stole the spotlight, casting doubt on Roach's character and sportsmanship. Although Roach tried to dismiss Ford's comments, it was evident that they struck a nerve. As the fight approaches, the tension between Ford and Roach is likely to intensify. Coach Calvin's statements have ignited a heated debate within the boxing community, with fans and fighters alike weighing in on the controversy.
Do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people getting messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot. And I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled him. Don't get that misconstrued.
Roach's response to Ford's comments will be telling, and it remains to be seen how he will handle the added pressure heading into his bout against Davis, following that Davis's team expressed full confidence in their fighter's abilities and predicted a dominant performance against Roach. The question on everyone's mind is whether Davis can live up to the hype and deliver a statement win. Interestingly, Lamont Roach isn't the type to be intimidated or bullied by Calvin Ford. Previously, Roach had pushed back against claims that Tank wasn't at his best on the night of their first fight.
Right now, like he said, we got to rumble. We got to rumble, so all that don't matter to me right now. And I'm going to take full advantage of that because it's like he got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Or he losing this fire. Like, he's losing this fire. Like, I don't know if y'all seen the last press conference. When I got up on him, towards the end, you know, he was getting this, you know what I'm saying, he was getting this back. I told him, I said, oh, there that fire go right there. That's what I want to fight the best. I want to fight the best version of him.
You want the best version of Tank?
Yeah.
In the aftermath of the fight, a common narrative among fans was that Davis, who had entered the bout as the favorite to defeat Roach, was overrated based on how the outcome unfolded. However, few people are better positioned to answer that question accurately than Roach, having spent 12 rounds in the ring with him. During his appearance on the March 18th episode of the It Is What It Is podcast, Roach set the record straight regarding whether he believes Davis is overrated.
Nas, you got anything else for Lamont?
Yo, last question. I just want to know, how has your life changed since the fight, man? You know, obviously we follow each other on social media. I see your followers went up, all of the other stuff kind of going up. How has things changed for you since the fight has happened?
Bruh, literally overnight, it changed. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I got walk around with security. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I walk around with my peoples. Like, it's crazy. I can't do the same stuff that I used to do.
I definitely want people to know that he was on his A game that night. I'm going to tell them that 100, Roach said. Just because he didn't live up to the expectations doesn't mean he fought a bad fight. People say he's trash now and overrated, but he's a good fighter. I was in there thinking, I have to. It didn't take away anything from him, that's why the fight was so good, he added. So, there you have it. Both Davis and Roach will get a chance to stake their claim as the superior fighter when they rematch later this year.
I can't go to the grocery store. I can't go nowhere, bro. Like, I can't do nothing. And it's crazy. Like, it's just crazy because I know that that's what this come with if I get to the level that I'm supposed to be. But when it really happened to you, like, you sit back and look at it like, damn, like, this really happened.
Unsurprisingly, Coach Calvin Ford has been targeting Tank's opponents for quite some time. Even during Tank's last fight against the boxer from Detroit, when Tank was absent, Ford stepped in to represent him. He made certain statements that clearly intimidated Tank's opponent, ultimately contributing to the fighter's knockout defeat in the 8th round.
So everything is good with Calvin because it's the first time he's not the head trainer in a while.
Yeah, for sure. Calvin, again, I said Calvin's pops. You know what I mean? He will always be around. You know what I mean? So that's pops. Like I said, so he'll always be there. It's without me, without Calvin, it wouldn't be no me. You know what I mean? Because at first, when I came into the...
He said, watching him in camp scares me because of the things he's doing and his maturity. When he gets in that ring, he'll hurt Frank Martin. I've seen him listen to conversations, observe what's going on, and he's really focused. Speaking to Fight Hype, Davis's coach Calvin Ford urged people not to read too much into the no-show.
Oh, watch them in camp.
It scares me. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that he's doing and his maturity of, how would you say them?
I want to apologize to the fans, Ford said, killing the buzz that had built since the scheduled arrival about 90 minutes earlier. He can't make it at this moment because he's been delayed, but he's going to make it up to y'all. On fight night, trust what I'm saying to y'all. Y'all want to see the performance he's going to put on for the fans. How long y'all been knowing Tankman? I used to do the same thing y'all do. I stopped doing it. Let him just do what he does, because at the end of the day, that's what makes Tank. I don't know how his body is. Sometimes you've got to go to work. Do y'all feel like it all the time? We are getting ready to roll out to the world. When asked if he would attend the press conference, Ford was optimistic.
A press conference. Let's look at history. Let's look at the stats.
For sure.
So, again, but how many times y'all came here, y'all, he did, one time he did showed up.
I've never seen Tank miss a press conference. Let's look at the history. Let's review the stats. Finally, Calvin Ford took the opportunity to warn Tank's opponent on behalf of his absent fighter, Gervonta Davis,
and for
saying,
the fans, who do the conspiracy theories, there's no concerns,
No, we great. We great. Trust me. Y'all want y'all guy to come out and put on that show for y'all. Trust me.
Great We're back in business. We've been waiting for this for a while, Ford said of Davis's first fight back after 14 months. We want to put on a great performance. We want to put on a great show for the fans at the end
Ford
of the day.
said of Davis' first fight back after 14 months,
enough to secure
we want to
a
put on a...
and hand Davis his first professional loss outright. However, considering that Davis wasn't penalized for taking a knee in the 9th round, which should have resulted in a 10-8 scorecard for Roach instead of a 10-9 for Davis, it becomes clear that Davis essentially escaped with an unearned outcome.
Hey, Davis. Truthfully speaking, it wasn't really hard to focus. I've been an underdog before, obviously not a huge underdog, but when you go back to the Jamel fight, the world title fight, I was an underdog. When you go back to the Hector fight, I was an underdog. Very disrespectful underdog, honestly. So now when we get here to the Tank fight, it's just like, all right, here we go again. I feel like when my back is against the wall or against the ropes, it's like, it's time to show up.
Lamont Roach assured his interviewers that talks of an immediate rematch were gaining momentum. Roach told the podcast that he is absolutely insistent Willis should be nowhere near the ring next time around. Hell no, he can't be involved in the next fight. Look at how many times he messed things up, the knee, him going to the corner for assistance. I'm not saying he was cheating or anything, but the coach wiping his face with a towel? You can't do that. None of that is allowed. That's a disqualification. You turned your back on the referee after taking a knee. Usually, the ref would say, all right, you don't want to fight anymore, fights off.
Cards. Judge at the ringside. Eric Marlinski scores it on 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scores about 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
Roach's petition to the New York State Athletic Commission to have the result overturned was denied. However, both teams confirmed that an immediate rematch was the next step, with reports suggesting it could take place toward the end of June. Roach said, "I'ma tell you right now, I'm signed and sealed. We are just waiting on the other half, that's all." However, things quickly changed after Roach's team pushed for a further review. Lamont Roach and his team had hoped this would ensure the rematch went ahead, but unfortunately their request unknowingly delayed the process. While there wasn't much hype around the March 1st fight between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach before the bout, it has become the topic the boxing world can't stop discussing in the days and weeks since it ended. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section, and that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and action in the world of boxing, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get alerted when we drop quality content like this.